Get him out of here.
Come on! Jump on.
Amagava con il carico, ma lucetta la salita qua nel pace con il giardino pace e già conoscete giri un secondo la vita copertrice
So, before we go any further, I'm sure you're sitting there wondering, what is real? How many Ukrainians are there? You're saying to yourself, this doesn't even make any sense. What does Itristan even have to do with this? Well, worry not, loyal viewer. For I have taken the time to upload an easy-to-compute recap for your pirating pleasure. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? In June of 2020, Ms. Fire joins the 2B2T community during the peak of the global pandemic and posts a fan art of Itristan that receives 270 upvotes. And in September of 2021, after speaking for several months, Tristan and Ms. Fire would meet up at a hotel in Prague. In February of 2021, Grace and Alice join Infinity Incursion and begin to form a close friendship with Bachi Bakbak and other leadership by making art for the group. In March, Grace's ex-girlfriend, Sophie, finds out that Grace and Alice have been sending lewd fan art in the Discord and warns Bachi to be careful around them since they were both underage. Grace and Alice's longtime friend and the leader of their group, Piox, would go on to encourage Grace to get closer to Bachi. And later that year, Bachi would begin to message Grace over Instagram and they would form a romantic relationship over their long and revealing conversations. Piox was the oldest of the friend group, and after a personal experience with getting groomed online, she began devoting her time to gathering information on potential creeps. She took a special interest in trolling Bachi along with Alice and Grace, so they created an alt named Future Dorothy as a means to get more embarrassing info. Meanwhile, Piox was also gathering information on Tristan, going to people like Jared 2013 for more details. She would go on to discover Ms. Fire's 2B2T fan page on the Russian social media website VK. On the now deleted page, Ms. Fire would talk about how she had reached out to Tristan with questions about Imperator's base and to share her fan art with him. Piox created the alt Trish Redgrave and messaged Ms. Fire to get details on Tristan and formed a friendship with her through doing so, which led to her finding out about the Prague meetup. And at the same time, after spending an entire year catfishing Bachi on Future Dorothy, they sent the final reveal and implicated Tristan to scare Bachi and pit them against each other. Now, as new details have emerged, Grace claims that Piox used her to bait Bachi and that she was the ringleader all along. She claims that Piox was desperate to have Tristan's attention all to herself and jealous of Ms. Fire, that she wanted to prove herself by humiliating Bachi. Grace claims that Piox was learning how to code and talked about moving with her to Canada in order to be closer to Tristan. Piox has denied everything that Grace has alleged, so it's time to put on the pressure by going after Tristan himself. But he had already blocked us all when the investigation started, so we'd have to go through another source, which wasn't going to be easy. The only mutuals that we had with Tristan were two users that go by Opwolfie and Dara. We would message Dara first, but to our surprise, we would discover a shocking revelation. Immediately, Dara, who was also a known artist in the community, showed that she also had a very deep and personal relationship with Tristan. When explaining the situation and asking her to get us in a group call together, this was what she had to say. "Well, sorry, but I don't think it's a good idea." One day, he told me that someone wanted to bring him in a 2B2T drama, and he doesn't want this anymore. So I gave him advice, like block his direct messages for everyone. He was sad, so I helped. I'll try to help in this drama, but I don't want Tristan involved in this story. I don't want him sad. He's sleeping right now. It's ridiculous, like you don't become a pato because you meet someone a bit younger. At least did you ask me and Ms. Fire if she consented to meet him? If she did, I don't see any problems. So after a disturbing chat with Dara, Wolfie was next. And there was concern about whether Wolfie would be in the same situation, but we couldn't have been more wrong. Not only did Wolfie agree to get us into a group chat with Tristan, but Wolfie also sent screenshots of inappropriate messages that Tristan sent over Discord when they were only 14 years old. The circumstances had only gotten worse, but now we finally had a chance to talk to Tristan in a closed environment where he had to respond. And this is what he had to say. "This is pathetic. Why are you guys obsessed with my personal life? I'm doing nothing inappropriate and never have. All I see is accusations and proof of nothing. Just like the numerous other times people have attempted to attack my character because they have a problem with me or something. I have literally no idea who this person you are posting screenshots of is. Well, I guess I'm popular and have stalkers. I know a lot of public figures who don't know me." In response to fan art that Grace claimed Piox had made, Tristan said, "Oh yeah, Someone sent me that recently, and I told them it was creepy and looked like Shrek. It was the first time I had an interaction with that person. Username was Alice or something along those lines. Guess I have a crazy bitch fan club across the world then. What else do you want me to say? Tristan would go on to exit the group chat, leaving that as his final statement on the issue. So the question still remains, what is real? The only way to truly find out would be to gather all of the simps and orbiters into one group chat and let them hash it all out. So that is exactly what we did. It's time for the truth.
We've got to get you caught up on like what's going on.
I don't know what the hell's happening.
We're calling it Simpgate 2022.
This bitch is crazy.
I mean, I mean, just that saying is already so par for the course. The problem is so many people are not faking it. Like, they're freaking nuts. I'm scared.
This girl's obsessed with Tristan, like literally obsessed.
Why?
To the point of like she was like investigating Jared and your brother to like get more details on Tristan.
There's definitely something wacky going on, Hall.
Who the hell is she? Is this even a girl? Who the fuck is she? The only reason I've taken interest in this is because my brother's name was referred to. That put me on a alert.
On edge, yeah.
Of course.
See, because Pia's been lying to us and lying about other people, and now I'm giving people a chance to confront her about it directly.
You know, these bitches, Hall.
I might. One thing is for certain: if this person ever liked me, they're gonna hate me by the end of this. Let me just cut to the chase, because I felt like it was a right thing to do, because I thought Jared was weird towards you.
We spoke to Tristan last night, Holt, and we showed him this like fan. He's like, I don't know these girls, right? And so we're like, are you sure you don't know these girls? And we shared him the fan art, and then he was like, oh, it's this. I deleted the DM right out of Discord, but I'm pretty sure her name was AL1C3. Like, so he was like, I don't know who these bitches are, yet I can remember her full fucking username.
I don't know who this person is, but I don't like that she's referring to my brother, so. And I'm trying to find out. Yeah, see? No kidding, is a bad decision. I just wanted you to be safe. Oh my god. I don't want to talk about Jared's personal business in here. I'm just saying, I don't even want to hear about his stuff here.
I feel like we've done that whole, and I don't really want to revisit it.
Darn it.
We don't have time for reruns. This is a new
Thank
story.
We don't have time for reruns. Yeah.
Why is this person concealing who they are all the way back to macro? Yeah, that's what's bothering me. And they're like, I don't remember that account. And I've never seen that other account that they were on at macro. So I have an intuition of who it is. I don't like that they're sitting here sharing screenshots of old conversation regarding Jared and my brother. Why? The only person we're missing here is Jared.
I'm raging a little bit, like just a little bit.
Why are you upset?
I was hoping I would get everybody in here and we'd be like, "Yo, like this Pio."
She's deflecting. She's deflecting.
Yeah, she's deflecting and lying.
First of all, it's not a she. Okay, let's just get that straight. I'm sorry, that's bigoted, but I guarantee you it's a guy. I'm just saying that screenshot that this person shared. My brother showed me that context back. I mean, I'm sure it's even on his other Discord. Yeah, and that was a guy talking, not a girl, for sure. So, back in those days when I was in macro, there was one specific, and for the love of God, I didn't know him very well, so I didn't even retain the name, but every now and then he would like send me messages like, you know, pretending to like look out for me, and I was like, shut up. Like, just leave me alone, mind your own business. He's like, oh my god, I feel so bad for you, blah 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 blah, those types of things. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. This is the exact same voice of whomever reached out to my brother, and that's why I said to him, you know what, I think this is so and so, but I don't remember this person's name. I mean, Jared used to call him fat, but then again, he called me fat, so who knows if it's true.
And this Piox girl is claiming that something sexual happened in Prague between them.
How would she know? Was she watching? Free?
Because Miss Fire told her, allegedly. Miss Fire has also gone through and deleted her entire Instagram and like purged it of all Tristan mentions.
So strange.
It's like actually fucking right? It's fucking.
Why won't this person just tell me who they are?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, fine. Because my mic got fucked and I got this from my friend. So, my name is Pio. I go by Pio X3. And my connection with Made Outpost is that it's a group that me and the Light started together. It was actually a name of like our group chat. So if you have seen our skins, it's basically like Made, and we just like the aesthetic, and that's basically where the name came from. I think introduced me to be on December 27th, 2020. She sent me Pete's video and she was like, "Oh, that seems pretty fun."
Did you know for a while before?
Yeah,
doing
we've been friends for 7 years, basically
Oh, wow.
since elementary school. Yeah.
Nice. And how did you end up meeting Alice as well?
So me and were friends before, like before TBTT, and I think she met Alice in like Infinity version.
Right. And so over the course of everything that's going on, right? You have a number of different alts. Can you talk about which alts were you, which alts were of other people in the group, and which one you used mainly?
So mainly I was from this account. I also have Milk Maiden and a Trish. And I also had Maya, but Maya was only used for non-TBTT purposes, so I don't think it counts. But yeah, that's basically all. Oh, I had access to Digital GF, but it was like only for a week, so I'm not gonna count that. And Dorothy, of course.
So, so tell me a little bit about where the situation with Baki started, how that all started to come about.
Okay, so basically, I made fan art of like few TBTT players. So this includes Tristan, Jared, and few other people. And later, when she started exploring TBTT more, she found out about Infinity Incursion and about Baki. So she made a fan art of him, and she sent it to me. And she worked like for a week on this drawing. And I said like, you should probably post this on Reddit, or you should send it to Baki directly. And she was like, yeah, okay, that's a nice idea. And she sent it to him. And they basically started talking. He invited her to Infinity Incursion. And she met Alice. She added her to our friend group. And that's how we became friends. And they were like, she and Baki, they were friends, just friends. Nothing happened between them. But then, like, it was summer 2021, I guess, when he started to, act a little weird towards her. And she started telling me and Elias about this. But this was like only the start. And I think later, she was still talking to him. She was like really freaked out by what he was like typing her. The rest was created like, I guess it was summer 2021. It's basically when the whole thing with Eva and Baki begin.
Right, and I mean, do you think, like, based off of everything that you witnessed from messages he sent, messages he sent on Future Dorothy, that Baki was in the wrong, that Baki knew about how old was and he still pursued that relationship?
So I actually believe that he knew how old she was because two people literally told him. I mean, you can say that they are random people, but like two people who knew personal details told him that she's not 17 in fact, and he continued doing this. I don't know if he had like some really bad intentions, but it was still kind of weird. That's what I think. I think she told him that she's 17 not because she wanted to like do something bad, she just wanted to be taken seriously. But but I remember that Elias told me they were in voice chat with Bucky and some other people from Bookhood. And I think told Bucky that she's actually 15. Or he asked her and she said like, yeah, I'm 15.
All of the stuff with Baki goes down, right? He gets the message, right? He gets the big reveal that it was all a catfish and that it was done so that it could be laughed at with Itristan. So where did Tristan come into the story? Why was he put into the picture? What was his correlation to the situation?
Okay, so why Tristan comes here? It was because was close friends with Bucky, and she literally sent me the last message saying like, oh, Bucky's afraid of Tristan. So we started mentioning Tristan just to, fuck with him. That was the whole thing. I think we started mentioning Tristan just like, oh, Maydot boss is definitely connected with him. It's so scary, like, you might get exposed or something. And then I was asking him about if he knew about Misfire situation.
Yeah, and your conversations with Miss Fire, what were they actually about? What was the context of those conversations?
Oh, okay. So we have like a Russian social media which called Wiki, and she had a TBTT themed page here. She was just, posting news, posting some information. It was like her hobby. And one day she made a post about the Emperor's base, and I think she mentioned Tristan a lot in that post. And I DM'd her asking about like if she knows something about the situation. It was after I talked with Jared and Macro. Later, I think in like half a year, I talked to her again, and she told me that they met in Prague. Yeah, so everything I sent Miss Fire, it was about like Tristan's relationship with like underage girls. So she closed her Instagram page now, but it was open, and like I think she shared her with me, and she had like a link to her. Do you know what Telegram is?
Yes.
She had like a Telegram page, like you can have a channel there, and she was posting a lot of. She still has them on her big page, but she deleted the Telegram. So she had like a lot of sad messages, and she had a message something like it said. Oh, you think you could fix this with this like cute video, but I was so hurt. So it was like this metaphoric stuff. And I think I asked her like what happened, like what is this all about? It had like 3 people who was there. And I was talking to her about Tristan before, and she told me that, well, he started like saying such things, but it was like for a second, and then he apologized, but I still felt really weird. And like that was all. And actually what happened next is after the thing happened, I felt like I have to apologize to her because probably it's her personal stuff, and I shouldn't use this. I did, but I should at least apologize. And I came to her DMs and I said like, well, I'm really sorry this happened. It was like my mistake, and I hope it does not affect your relationship with Tristan, because he was really dear to her, and I have no right to kinda ruin their thing or something. And she sent me like a whole paragraph about how I did a bad thing to Tristan.
I mean, you mentioned that you and Tristan never really had any sort of connection or any sort of relationship at all, but says exactly the opposite, right? And there's also stuff from Alice that somewhat backs her up. That being that claims that you got secrety whenever you met Tristan, that you started to withhold information, and when confronted with the allegation that you were like talking to Tristan whenever that story broke, right? Whenever I confronted you guys in the group chat, Alice messaged me and she said that you were obsessed with him. So it is very strange to hear the conflicting stories of, did you know him, were you obsessed with him, or did you not know him?
Well, I made a fan art of him, and like for some time I really wanted him to see this picture. I still have it, but then like after Macrochat thing happened, I was like, well, probably he's not that good of a person. Probably I did this for nothing. So yeah, that's what happened. I just made a picture of him.
Right, and you never, because claimed that you were trying to learn how to code to get closer with him, that you had talked about you and her moving to Canada together to be with him.
That's actually so offensive because I applied to my university even before I knew nothing about, like, something about CBTT, and I've been doing this stuff, like, most of my high school, and that's, like, very offensive to, hear that I'm doing this for some internet guy, but whatever. And about the Canada, I do have a Canadian visa, and I did tell her that we can move here together because so we are Ukrainians, and it's really easy to get Canadian visa. And my best friend is now in Canada, in Toronto. And so I told her that we can move either to Poland because we wanted to live together for a while. Like, it was a running theme, like, before TBTT. So I told her that we either can go to Poland because the visa is, like, available. We can go to Czech Republic, or we can go to Canada, like, if she wants to go somewhere far away. And Elias was present during this conversation. And yeah, that was true. I did tell her that, yeah, we can go to Canada. We can work, we can go to college, we can do stuff. There is our friend here, mutual friend. But I don't understand why she's telling you that it was because of Tristan.
Yeah, I mean, she claims that it's this desperate attempt to be worthy of his attention, right? She says that you were talking about how Tristan wanted to visit Kiev at some point, and all sorts of stuff, saying that you said that you love him, that you wish you were like him. She said that she asked if there was anything romantical going on, and you said, well, I can't say I don't, but I wouldn't say that, just kind of hopping around answering the question. So it's just strange to me because it's very specific details, right? Like, if she's making this up, it's a grand delusion, it's a very detailed delusion.
It's not like I like him personally, but I really like this image of him, and that's why I made fan art.
And yeah, I mean, it's someone that you've known, like you said, since elementary school. How does it feel for her to be saying all of this?
So when this thing happened, I was like, it was really weird, and I came to her DMs and I said, like, well, I don't want you to say these things about me because, it's not true. And I blocked her because I didn't want this relationship to go on, because I was feeling really bad because this happened and she lied a lot. And it was exactly on New Year's. She sent me a DM and she was like, oh, I'm sorry this happened. I panicked because, I thought nobody gonna trust us, like, believe us. And, let me think. And she sent me a drawing on my character and she was like, yeah, accept this as a gift and, like, as apology. And I was like, okay. So we were talking again for, like, 2 weeks, and I was still not feeling comfortable, and I talked to her and I say, like, if you really apologize, then you have to go and tell that it was not true. And she was like, oh, I don't want to be involved with this situation anymore. I'm not going to do anything. And, like, apology without changing anything is actually manipulation. So I just blocked her and we started communicating in any way. Like, I don't know if she, like, believes in it actually, but so I made a fan art of him. I, like, posted it on my page. I was really proud of how it came out. And I think I, like, made a drawing of his character, like, a few more times. I actually was drawing another people too. But mainly I was drawing Tristan because his skin is really fun to draw, the colors are fun. I really liked him as, like, this image of the person who's, so cool and smart and funny. And maybe she was, like, thinking about this, but I think mainly she did it because she didn't want to be involved.
My question for you is, is this all still an elaborate shitpost? Is this all still just, like, one big troll? Because, you made it clear that your motto, your motto in life, you sent this to me, you said it's easier to achieve your goals without telling anyone. I mean, are you still doing that now? Are you still doing that presently in this call?
Well, you actually mistranslated it. It means, like...
Well, you translated it yourself.
Oh, okay. But, like, you can translate it, and it says «Счастье любит тишину», which actually means, like, happiness likes silence. So, like, the less people know, the more they're happy or something like that.
So, dear viewer, you must be wondering, what is real? Reality is becoming more nuanced with every day that passes by. I bet you even thought I was really the fit MC. You fool! I am merely an artificial intelligence designed only to narrate videos about the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. But aside from that, Is any of what happened real, you must ask yourselves? Are there real lives involved? Are there real effects and consequences for our actions? Is the power and clout that we give these people online real? To the people involved, all of it is real. Dara was in love with Tristan. She would do anything for him, and she'd never even met him. Miss Fire was in love with Tristan. They came together from across the world to see each other in person, and it all started with a fan art that she made for him. Bocce was in love with Grace and Dorothy. Just like many of us, he was a man desperate for love and attention in real life, and was blinded by it online. Will we ever truly know whether he knew how young she was, or if he really has a crippling fart fetish? Maybe time will tell. Grace believed Piox was in love with Tristan. Piox believed that Tristan was a man with terrible intentions. Perhaps it's possible to live through the same experience differently based on the point of view that you lived it. Perhaps one or both were still lying. Does it even truly matter? When we join these online spaces and fandoms, it is typical for one to suspend their beliefs and fall into the fantasy of it all. It can feel like you're living through a movie and you're the main character. It could come in the form of a suspenseful mystery, a spy thriller, maybe a larger-than-life action adventure. But ultimately, it is all still fiction. You cannot truly live or die here, but you can still make real mistakes when you start to treat it as reality. When you are given notoriety, power, and clout in a place like this, you start to feel untouchable. You begin to gain a feeling that you lack in your reality. And that is when the mistake is made. Fiction turns to fact, and fact turns to infatuation. So, is it all real? It truly can be, if you let it.